Did you know that the very first assembly of photographs to create a motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse?
Nope.
This week, the Fiends watched.
Nope.
Yeah, nah.
The new Jordan Peele film.
Produced, written, directed by.
He's always does all that shit, and we love him for it.
Oh, we do.
Get Out, love it, right?
Absolutely.
Us.
Genius. Us was good.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Really
Watched it many
like
times,
it.
yeah.
Now we're going to tell you what we like about. Nope.
Okay. So we are going to ask each other because we don't know, and we watch it separate as we always do because we literally hate each other's fucking souls.
It'd be a bloodbath if we watched a movie together.
Very good point. So, Mikey, I have to ask you, what did you think, spoiler-free for now, of Nope?
Yes, we will get into spoilers towards the end of this video, but for now, you guys might be noticing I'm wearing something, okay? And if you saw the movie, you know why. Okay, this isn't how I usually dress. This might indicate, oh, you're all, enthralled with the movie, and you loved it so much, And sadly, that is not the case, okay? But the case is, I liked the movie. Do you have issues? Okay, I wrote a letter to I have issues with the film, but it did not hamper it like laundry to where I walked out feeling disappointed / depressed or suicidal. So I did like the movie. I think it's a good movie. I think maybe it needs to be reined in, Rudolph reined in. So those are my dumb thoughts. Mikey, please tell me your dumb thoughts because I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, very curious, genuinely curious to see what you thought.
I'm glad. First of all, they're wicked smart thoughts on the movie. So let's just get that, nick that in the butt, as they say. Anyway, so I will say that Nope, I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I had a hard time when I walked out of the actual theater where I saw it. I just couldn't tell. I'm like, wow, was this movie genius? Or was it just a fucking absolute mess? Like, I was,
really?
I was falling in between there. I'm leaning towards the genius side because of Peele, and I felt more after the fact, right? It took me a little bit to digest and just doing some reading on it. But yeah, I think I'm on similar page of you, for sure.
And I think most people are. I think it's like decent reviews and what like that. I don't think it's a genius movie, okay? But see, that's why when you said that, I'm like, oh, okay, because I don't think it's as close to messy as Us is, where the message that he's trying to send, right? Where it was done kind of clunky towards the end. This, I felt like, was more, it wasn't like it's either a masterpiece or it's a mess. I was like, it's not genius, but it's not a mess. It's kind of in the middle. That's kind of how I felt when I left it, Took me a while to digest. I'm like, oh, what could this be about?
I already said digest, but it's fine. But yeah.
You already said it ingest?
I already said digest, but it's fine. Not a big deal.
Oh, I used the word digest that you just used?
Yep.
Okay, so you own the word. I will take another word.
For this episode.
Totally valid.
Thank you.
So...
But that's where I landed.
Yes, okay.
I landed in the middle.
Totally fine. Shut up. What's the movie about, Michael? What's the movie about?
So the residents of a ranch are kind of haunted by this thing in the sky, and they're trying to figure out what's going on after the death of his father, OJ, and his sister. So sorry, Keke Palmer, don't remember your first name.
Emerald.
Thank you, Emerald. Have to take over the ranch, but they are dealing with this thing in the sky. So that's the basics of the movie.
And the plot of the movie is that they want to catch it on film. And I watched some interviews and whatnot, and he said the movie came from the idea of a spectacle. Us as humans and this idea of a spectacle.
Our connection with spectacle and money and our monetization of spectacle.
Something amazing, something that we're witnessing that we need to capture, So that word he used when I was watching a lot of interviews kept coming up. Spectacle. And this movie is a spectacle.
It is.
Okay? I wouldn't consider it a horror movie by any stretch of the imagination.
Agree.
This is a adventure spectacle movie.
Yeah, adventure sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Adventure sci-fi.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
There was one scary scene for me where I was scared in the movie. You're smiling.
Because I know what scene it is.
Really?
Absolutely.
Which one?
Okay, well, if sorry, I'll say this.
It
was
doesn't
for
spoil.
Me.
It doesn't
No,
spoil
it doesn't.
anything.
It was
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably for most people, but I'm hoping this was yours too.
Okay.
Was when he's in the barn.
Yeah.
Oh my, dude.
I'm going. This movie's gonna be great.
Oh, dude, I'm going. Like, you know how Signs gave you the movie Signs, right? Kind
Yeah,
of give you
yeah,
some
yeah.
reveals, and you're like, oh, whoa, what the fuck is that? I'm going.
Yeah.
What? This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was the scene.
So
yeah.
if you guys know, he's in the barn, but in a dark corner of the barn, you don't know any. Like he's just looking. You see his view. And then something starts to kind of crouch up, and it's a small little thing. And you're like, for me, I said, okay, I'm going to be terrified by this movie, and I can't wait for the rest of it.
Yeah.
But turns out, kind of changes towards, you know what I mean? It kind of changes. But that scene was the only scene where I was like, holy shit, that's how you do no jump scares, none of that bullshit. Just a chilling scene. So
that was a masterclass right there in horror, right there. Just that one scene.
just that one scene. And I will say that I don't know how deep we're going to dive right now into the meanings and the metaphors of how you can look at this as humans and how we like to capture things and use things for our advantage, right? Filming, surveillance. There's a lot of themes that surround this movie. I don't know how deeply we're going to dive into that here on this video, but we have an extended thing, or it's called the podcast. If you guys have never heard of one, I think we were the first to do one. I don't think a lot of people have them.
We deserve the credit.
I don't think a lot of people have a podcast, so we do have a podcast. So the link will be in the description. Go to this time code, and that's when we start talking about spoilers and really dive deep into the movie more.
Yeah.
The movie more. But for now, we're just going to kind of talk about the basic plot.
We're going to dance around it a little bit, right?
We're going to talk about the plot, the surface level stuff, not the deep emotional bullshit.
Because we can do that for an hour or whatever the case is, and we will.
For sure. So once you realize what's going on, right, that there's this thing in the sky that is hovering over their land and their competitor / neighbor's land, played by Stephen Yeun.
Love him.
Asian cow. Who doesn't love an Asian cowboy? You know, I mean, there's
Can't name one person that doesn't.
Best kind of cowboys.
Yeah.
And he's also hovering over their lawn, this entity.
Right.
So he owns this ranch, this little theme park or a spectacle, as you would say.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they are going back and forth. They both know about this thing.
Right.
And since I don't know their last name, the Haywood family is having financial troubles.
Yeah.
They want to capture it so they can fucking sell it, dude.
Right.
We're
Become
gonna
famous.
Yeah. And in my head, though, I'm going like, if this was 20 years ago, it would work, right?
Dude, this is one of my biggest problems with the movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if this was 20 years ago, I'd go, this would work.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's so many videos out there, and it would be so much trouble to convince people that this isn't special effects, this isn't manipulated, this is real. It's too hard nowadays. Even if you saw the most compelling evidence,
doesn't matter.
You would be like, no, this is photoshopped, it's fake.
Doesn't matter.
So that was a little issue that I did have with their motivate, because that's their fucking motivation.
That's the motivation.
Motivation through the whole movie.
We need the shot.
What shot?
The shot. The money shot. Undeniable, singular, the Oprah shot.
The Oprah shot?
Nope. Yeah, I mean, as far as the characters, like, I liked all of them. You get a great backstory on all of them. You know what's going on with them. I did like OJ. I like Stephen Yeun's character. His backstory was great.
That was the best part of the movie for me.
Dude.
Best part of the movie. Yep.
Absolutely.
The movie opened up on a set of a sitcom with just a monkey and like really quickly.
Yeah.
Just like on the set kind of alone, and you're like, all right. And then it just fucking cuts to black, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna come back. What the fuck's this gonna be?
Right. Well, you even see the body, right? You see.
Well, yeah.
You do.
But it's all empty. But
Sure.
if you don't, but I'm saying it's not like it holds on it enough to where you notice more details later.
Of
is what I'm trying to say. The shoe, like you don't get all of it because you're focusing on the monkey,
Right.
And the empty stands, and you're like, he doesn't give you what happened. Is basically what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You just see the body, and you're like, well, we're gonna have to come back to this.
That's how you build suspense, though.
Yeah.
Is that, and then throughout the movie, Stephen Yeun was on that show when he was a kid. We still don't know what happened. He's building up a mystery, and then you finally get the answer to that mystery, and it's so satisfying. That's what Peele's so good at,
Right.
is that he shows you just enough. And then when he finally shows you, that was the best scene in the movie for me. It was the best scene, the best thread throughout the movie for me was that. Besides maybe the emotional brother-sister relationship. But
Sure.
I loved that weird, quirky, out-of-the-box idea
Right.
of a sitcom monkey going nuts, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it ties in obviously to the plot. It ties into Stephen Yeun. It has a lot to say about animals and how we view them. Again, spectacle, right? We talk spectacle.
Yeah.
I will say though, gotta love the fact that it's Haywood, Hollywood horses.
Okay.
Haywood, throwback to Get Out. That's the last name. Someone's last name is Haywood in Get Out.
Okay, a little fucking Easter
Little
egg.
Easter egg, dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Little Easters.
You gotta love that. I love the idea of we're not seeing what's out there.
No.
Like, obviously, the trailer, the latest trailer did give you a sliver, and you go, okay, well, now we all know what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I do like that kind of Jaws-esque, and I know Jaws was an inspiration for him for the movie, but you don't see it for a while. I liked that. I liked the idea of, oh, this thing's hovering. We're still not exactly sure what it is, but everything's pointing towards UFO.
But that's what Peele's good at.
Right.
Is slowly revealing things.
Totally.
And that's a strong suit. And yeah, this feels like a Spielbergian movie.
Yeah, it's very much the
J.J.
same.
Abrams-esque. Like it feels like that. So I'll give him credit for that.
Absolutely.
Where you're trying to kind of mimic one of your favorite directors, sure. But I felt like there were some pacing issues with this film. There was a lot of times where I found myself in the theater going like, oh, okay, now we're back to being slow again.
Dude,
It
yes.
wasn't ramping up. And I'm not saying he has to do the same thing every fucking movie. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But every other movie ramps up.
Yeah.
It just ramps up. We were like an hour and 15 minutes in, and it wasn't ramping up. It was like, oh, now we're back to another lull. Now we're
lot
back
of
to
lulls.
where everything's fine again.
Yeah.
Everything's fine again. It wasn't this constant tension, constant suspense. It just didn't feel like it was building towards some sort of, ultimate spectacle, It felt like it was going back to these lulls. So the pacing could have been edited a little bit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Hour 40. Done.
Oh, dude, this would have been so much better at hour 40.
2 hour 10, guys. Just to let you know, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy.
And there was many times like you where I had that feeling of like, man, all right, like I want to get back to the juiciness, right? Or just get me back there. But instead, it is a lot of downtime, right? I mean, things are going on, right? Things are going on that are important to the plot. I get it. But then it just becomes like not exciting.
Yeah, they use that to try to build a relationship between the sister and the brother.
Yeah.
But honestly, I felt like they didn't have to because they had such good chemistry together
Yeah.
that I immediately bought them as brother and sister.
Right.
And they loved each other, even though, the girl wanted to sell the farm. Like they had their differences, but they didn't have to build that as much as I think he thought he had to, because the
Right.
ending doesn't hit if that emotional bond isn't there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree, yeah.
So I bought that bond, but I don't know. Those scenes seem kind of unnecessary. And then it kind of flanks out into other territory when they call the director. Cinematographer.
yeah.
When they call him, it starts to get a little, okay, where are we going with this?
know.
Like I thought it was going to escalate to more than what we are first shown, where they're just trying to capture footage of it. I
know
thought
what
it was
you
going to
mean.
escalate to more of a do or die, we're going to die situation. You know what I
Like
mean?
abandoning the
Yes.
idea of capturing it.
Like literally
Yeah.
after, the end of the second act, it was like, oh no, we don't care about capturing this anymore. We just want to this is life or death.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like the ending kind of lacked some of that intensity and emotion because it was still about this idea of spectacle and how us as human beings want to capture spectacle and be the ones to have that perfect shot and be famous from this phenomenon. That's what some of these people were putting themselves in harm's way for.
Right.
Was for that. And I'm like, guys, like this isn't life or death.
Right.
Literally leave.
You could walk away. That's what I thought, Mikey. You could walk away anytime.
That's why the ending didn't hit me as hard, as I think he wanted it to hit.
Mikey, if anybody wants an ending to hit,
Yeah.
It's Jordan Peele.
Of course.
And it just didn't have that impact. That's the thing. It's like, I think this movie says so much about media. It says so much about humanity. It says so much about living with beasts and stuff, right? There's all these.
I also think race was involved.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Which way do you think race was involved? Just
so-
not to explain it, but what part do you think he was trying to say something about race?
The farm, all the people on that area in that area were not white, except for this white UFO.
Oh no, I know that, but
I
I'm
just want
saying,
to throw that out there. You know what I'm
of
saying? Dude?
course, no. But like, what specific part is what I'm asking?
There has to be like a master slave thing somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I think it goes back to, and I'm not going to get it. I won't break it down now, but
Okay.
I think it's the monkey part.
Oh.
Yep. The monkey part, and we'll explain when we get into spoilers. In a couple minutes, we'll get into spoilers.
Sure.
But
Oh, okay.
I think it was
yeah.
the monkey part because they
Okay.
mentioned the first person to be filmed on television was on a camera
film, yeah.
was a black person, a no name, right?
No one
like
knows
no
it,
one
yeah.
knew, and it was the first one to be recorded on a horse. That's the first thing ever shot, and I'm like, is that true? I go, I don't know. I'll just take his word for it, right?
Sure.
Whether it's true or not, it's probably true. You know,
Could be, yeah.
Whatever. I'm just going to take his word for it.
Sure.
So that correlated to the monkey attack, to where he only hurt white people.
Oh, okay, yeah, because everyone on the set's white except for Stephen Yeun. Boom, there we go.
So that was the
okay.
racial thing that
All
I
right.
thought of.
Okay.
That's the only race angle that I saw in this movie. Was that. That was the only thing that I found that was like, oh, okay, that could be saying something about race right there.
My
Besides
ranch
that,
thing wasn't cool. My UFO thing wasn't cool. The
Your
UFO
what?
was white and everyone else is black or not white.
wait, hold on, what?
I said my thing about the UFO wasn't cool.
Wait, but what?
I said it was white. The UFO itself is kind of white, and then everyone else on that ranch is not white.
The UFO's not white?
Well, what color is it?
What do you mean?
What color is the UFO?
The color, it's like a silver UFO thing, man.
Oh, okay. I thought it
Yeah.
was described even online as like a whitish kind
It
of
is
silver.
not. No,
Really?
no, no,
okay.
no.
All right. Well, guess what?
No,
the UFO
no,
ain't
no.
black. Boom. There we go, son. You know.
Okay, all right. Don't buy it, but all right, man. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll roll with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But
I'll
I
roll
do
with
like
you,
the
man.
movie is also though. I like that it's about filmmaking. Like I like that it's
Yes,
about
no
the
question.
movie industry, right?
Love
Anytime
it.
you can throw that in there,
Love
it's
it.
it's gonna and it works. It's
Yes.
great. I love seeing and the movie itself is a lot about the people that don't get the credit.
Yes.
So that's crew, that's the horse trainer. The
God,
list
I
goes
love
on
it.
and on.
I
Grips
love
and
it.
everything. Used to be a grip on that
Love
one
it.
porn shoot.
I wasn't a grip, but I've worked on sets. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that one-
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you said, oh, you were just gripping.
Yeah, I was just
Oh.
gripping and jerking and
Okay,
all that
well,
other stuff. Yeah.
PG-13, you know what I'm saying?
So, all right, you want to? Do you want to just get into spoilers real
Anyway,
quick?
some spoilers, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
All right. So, but I recommend the movie.
I recommend the movie. I recommend the movie.
I recommend the movie.
Nope.
So, spoilers.
Spoilers right now, guys.
All right. So
Yeah.
the thing that I was saying about the monkey, though,
Yeah.
it only killed the two white cast members,
Yeah.
left Stephen Yeun,
Yeah.
and then the police come in and shoot it, right?
Gets
So
him, yeah.
that was the race thing that I thought that, like, oh, white people are taking advantage of, you know what I mean? Oh, first black person to be on a screen, monkey in front of a audience, only kills the white people, leaves the other minority, Stephen Yeun, alive. Right? So, okay, that
wow.
could be something there. That was
Sure.
the only thing that I thought had a race element to it. Every other thing just felt like he was saying something different, not about race, which I liked. I was
Okay.
like, oh, cool, yeah, you have that little thing. He might be like, oh, yeah, good theory. Like, he always does that. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
of that. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. He's the best. He's so funny at doing that.
Black people's bodies are used as molds, a hollow shell for white people to use. Black mold. Yeah, I meant that. That's what I meant when I did that.
So now let's talk about this monster, Mikey, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can
What'd you
call
think about it?
So I mean, again, the shape is of a fucking flying saucer, right? So it's like you really can't get to outside of looking like a flying saucer, right? Like,
But he does that exact thing.
100%.
Oh, okay. He
does that.
literally does that.
He
Oh,
does
yeah.
that. But what I liked about it
Yeah.
was that, oh no, that's not the ship.
Yeah.
It's the monster.
Oh, yeah. it's a creature.
Like that UFO
Not a
is a
ship.
creature, right?
Not a
Exactly. So
ship.
I liked
Yep.
that aspect of like, oh, cool. There's not some fucking thing in there flying around. No. That is the beast.
Yeah.
And it not only is it a beast, it has a fucking digestive tract.
That scene, that was one of the best shots when he sucked up the people and the claustrophobia of them being in this like sheet kind of thing. It was fucking awesome.
Dude.
Yeah, great.
I'm getting
Great,
chills
great,
thinking
great.
about it because that was a fantastic. That's when you're going, oh my god.
I know.
Like, this sounds brutal. It looks brutal.
Yeah.
Imagine being in their spot.
Yep.
Dude.
So then I'm just trying to get
Yeah,
it
yeah,
going.
no, of course,
so
of
then
course.
in the end, the ship is because I was wondering like, okay, how's he fitting all these objects inside of him? Like it's literally a flat saucer. Like I'm like
Kind of big, but it's
you know,
flat.
no.
Yeah.
It's a typical flying. I don't mean flat like a pancake. I'm saying it's a typical flying saucer, right?
Right.
So it's a typical flying saucer, and I'm wondering how is this fitting all of this shit in it? And they showed the people going in. I'm like, this math doesn't work out for me.
Yeah.
It really didn't.
Yeah.
And then he answers that question for me as a moviegoer, going, "This does not make sense. None of this makes sense. How it's consuming all this stuff." And then you learn, oh my god, that's not its shape. It can literally transform into a fucking 3-block radius thing of sheets and fucking
Yeah,
the
what
best
is
way I can
that?
describe it's a monster sheet. That's what I wrote down. I go, it's
have a shot of it.
it's a monster sheet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a monster sheet. So that explained how it can suck up everything and absorb it without, changing, without being questioned, I guess is the best way
Right.
to
The
say it.
volume of it, right? It's
Yes.
like it can expand, it can do a lot of things.
Does not abide
Yeah.
by the rules of Earth, basically.
No,
it can
I
do
mean,
anything. It was
no.
sucking in things. I'm like, these people are in this long. It just didn't make
Like a
sense to
long
me.
tube, you're
so I
right.
was very, very, very happy that he explained that because I'm
Right.
like, there's no way he's shitting out all this stuff too. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Right.
Like,
And what did you take it as when it was doing that? Because when it's doing that,
it's
and
getting rid of any inorganic matter.
Sorry. I mean, when it turns into the sheet and it's doing that flashing in the middle.
Yeah,
You know, remember it kept flashing?
well, it's like a predator, so it was going to its
Yeah.
biggest giant form.
Right.
Like how birds will get the feathers
course.
out.
Gotta make yourself bigger, dude, when a bear's in the area?
That's what I took it as. This is its grandest shape.
Yeah.
This is its most powerful form right now.
yeah.
So that's the way. Why? How did
The
you
only thing
take
I
it?
was thinking of, it was that when it was doing that flashing, it's
Yeah.
just to distract your prey. So that way you're like, what the fuck is that? So it can just draw you in. Right? Like, that
Okay.
flashing it kept doing in the middle?
Yeah, it was, and it would like repeat. Yeah.
Like a distracting method or like
But why would it distract you?
to get you to
It
look
wants
at
you
it.
to look at it. Yeah.
There you go. 100%.
Oh, so you mean attract you? You're saying
Yeah.
basically. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, yes, attract you, but then also
Yeah.
it's going to give you time. It's going to give it time to pounce.
Okay.
Right, because you're distracted, but what the fuck is that? You're going to be looking at it. It's going to get you now.
I think if you're seeing that, you're not just staring at like, what the fuck that is. You're looking at this giant thing like you don't need that to see.
I'd be shitting bricks, but
you,
yes.
You took it that way. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I just took it as like a threatening, you're not fucking with me.
Yeah,
This is my
yeah.
full form. I'm fucking eating
Yeah,
you.
fucking
eating you. So it's a monster sheet, but I did like that it was Lovecraftian because it did not have any explanation. It did not have any sort of lore, anything at
Right.
all. Felt like it could have been from another fucking universe, dimension.
Right.
So
Well, that's the thing.
I did like that. Yep.
Original, Mikey,
Yes.
right? So, like, you got to
Yeah.
give Jordan Peele credit for all of his films.
Yeah,
Original.
they're original. I love that he makes movies. This is how I'll wrap it up. I love that he makes movies that are his own idea. They are original and they are filmed and thought out well. That's the one thing I will give him on his 3 main releases so far is that they're all consistent in that way. Is that they are big budget Hollywood blockbusters, right?
Absolutely.
That are an original idea and they're from a guy who has a vision, who has respect for filmmaking, respect for horror, respect for all the genres, and he does it in such a competent and beautiful way that all his movies look great. All of his everything is meticulous and detailed. He's a great filmmaker in that way. Does every idea hit? No.
Right.
But I will give him credit for the skill that he has and the eye that he has of how to make a compelling film. If you don't agree with the story is compelling, that's different. But yeah.
Dude.
So those are my last words here.
What a great way to wrap the video from you.
Cool.
Because I can't say it any better, and that was
Okay.
beautiful. It almost made me cry a little bit. I'm not
All
gonna
right,
lie.
sure, man. So scores?
Let's do our scores, and then
what's
we'll
your
jump over
score?
and do our
What's your
extended.
score? What's your score?
I gotta go first. I'm gonna give it a 7.3.
7.3,
Yes.
70. Okay, 70 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
Is that
pretty
what
good.
it has? And what
No,
would you
I don't.
give it?
I'm saying I just equate it to Rotten Tomatoes.
You're the Rotten Tomato guy. So what would you give it?
I'm gonna give this movie I'll give it a 7.9.
Oh,
I'm gonna give
okay.
it a 7.9. I'm gonna say it should have a 79 on Rotten Tomatoes. Little should have been trimmed,
Absolutely.
but maybe rein it in a little bit more and have the ideas maybe. I don't know. We'll wait, guys. Listen, we have an
Sure.
extended version on our podcast. Click the link in the description. Take you right to us. Go to this time code, and we continue the discussion.
Nope.
Please join us.
If you don't want to see our ugly mugs anymore,
Who
all
would?
right? And this cool jean jacket that I'm wearing for no particular reason, or this non-cowboy hat,
You're
then
right. He's not.
you don't have to fucking do it, man. You don't have to see us. You can just
No.
listen. So we love you and hate you at the same time. So
Of course.
that's it. Thanks for landing by the watch one more time.
As always.
We're going to be back next time, not with the Jordan Peele film, which is actually kind of disappointing.
Unfortunately, yeah.